If you feel like you pay more in taxes than your married friends, there's a reason for that. And it's not because you did something wrong. You can have the same income, savings, and same spending discipline and still send a larger check to the IRS. After a while, it can start to feel unfair, and that can turn into some resentment. So if you've ever felt that, you're not imagining it. The tax system is built around filing units. When two people are married and filing jointly, they're treated as one tax unit, and their brackets are wider, and so is their standard deduction. As a single filer, you're one tax unit, and you move up the tax ladder sooner. That's not a judgment, that's just the tax code. It's not that single filers are taxed at higher rates, the percentages are the same. It's just that you reach those rates sooner because the ladder is shorter. Let me show you what that looks like. Susan is 67 and single. She saved consistently and prepared well for retirement. Between Social Security and withdrawals from her IRA, she spends about $100,000 a year. And after deductions, she ends up with roughly $75,600 of taxable income. Her federal tax bill, that'll be around $11,300. A married couple with that same taxable income, about $8,600. That's roughly $2,700 I'm sure Susan could find a better use for rather than paying it in taxes. Because married couples are treated as one unit with larger total deductions, they can often withdraw significantly more income before landing in that same taxable range. And it doesn't mean that they plan better, it just means the structure gives them more room. And if you're filing alone, you can feel that difference sooner. And here's something important. Married couples know this tension too. They just experience it later. Advisors sometimes use a phrase called the widow's tax. This sounds like a formal penalty. It's not. It's actually more fear-driven than anything else. And all it simply does is describes what happens when one spouse dies and the survivor shifts from married filing jointly to single. The household income doesn't necessarily fall in half, but the tax brackets do. And the wider joint brackets disappear. And then that narrower single brackets begin to apply. And the same income can land in higher marginal territory. And that's something many married couples quietly worry about. So if you're already filing single, you're already operating within that structure. So if you felt irritation about moving up the ladder sooner, that feeling isn't irrational. It's a response to how the tax code works. If you've ever looked at the numbers and thought, why does this feel harder for me? That feeling makes sense, and it can feel unfair. And it's not because anyone's judging you, it's just because the structure you're operating within is narrower. And the tax code is what it is. But careful consideration of how and when you withdraw from your savings can matter. You can't change the framework, but you can be thoughtful within it. If you're navigating retirement on your own and want some help thinking through these trade-offs carefully, there's a link below to set up a conversation.